Hey, Skull Nation. What's up, you purple-blooded maniacs? Imagine this. A quarterback who's got unfinished business with the team that made him a star, stepping back into the spotlight with our Minnesota Vikings, ready to unleash hell on his old squad. That's right, Carson Wentz is gearing up for a revenge tour against the Philadelphia Eagles. And if that doesn't get your heart pounding like a Brian O'Neill block, I don't know what will. Stick with me here on Vikings News, because we're diving deep into this epic showdown that's got me yelling at my screen already. Who's ready to see Wentz light up Philly? Drop a skull in the comments if you're hyped. You know the drill, Vikings faithful. We've been riding this roller coaster all season, and now Week 7 feels like the plot twist we've been waiting for. Coach Kevin O'Connell dropped the bombshell on Friday. Wentz is locked in for his 4th straight start against the Eagles, while our young gun J.J. McCarthy keeps grinding through that pesky ankle injury from Week 2. Max Brosmer's backing him up, and McCarthy's our emergency 3rd stringer, just in case things get wild. It's all about stability right now, folks, and Wentz has been delivering that in spades. But hold up, does this mean McCarthy's seat is getting warmer, or is it just smart football? Tell me what you think down below. I'm dying to hear your hot takes. This isn't just any game. It's personal for Big Carson. At 32 years old, he's bounced around the league like a pinball: Eagles, Colts, Commanders, Rams, Chiefs, and now he's here with us, winning games and looking like the beast we remember. The Vikings are 2.5-point underdogs at FanDuel. But hey, that's just fuel for the fire. We've clawed our way to 3-2 so far, thanks to Wentz's steady hand. And this matchup? It's dripping with drama. Picture the link rocking, but our purple wave crashing right back. Skull, baby. Let's break it all down, scene by fiery scene, and build that suspense until you're on the edge of your seat. Carson Wentz's stats this season are screaming comeback story. Vikings fans, 69% completion rate, 759 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, and just 2 picks in 3 starts. That's the kind of efficiency that's turned our offense from a sputter to a roar, especially after that brutal 22-6 beatdown in Week 2 against Atlanta where everything fell apart. Remember how McCarthy hobbled off the field, ankle twisted like a bad plot twist? Wentz stepped in and bam, 2-1 record, stability at the helm, and our defense finally getting the ball back to make plays. It's like he flipped a switch, folks. No more 3-and-outs, just chunk plays to Jefferson and Addison keeping defenses honest. But let's not sugarcoat it. This guy's journey to get here? Pure grit. From backup roles in LA and KC last year to suddenly slinging it for us in 2025, Wentz is defying the odds at an age when most QBs are mentoring from the sidelines. ESPN's got him pegged as the first ever to start for 6 straight teams in consecutive seasons. Talk about a resume builder. And with McCarthy sidelined but practicing limited, you can feel the tension building. Is Wentz holding the fort or earning the keys for good? I've got chills just thinking about the reps he's logging, that laser focus in film room turning into Sunday magic. What if this is the spark that catapults us into the playoffs? Your thoughts, is Wentz our guy long-term? Now, layer on the revenge angle, and this game's got blockbuster written all over it. Wentz faces the Eagles for the 2nd time in his career, but the first real shot at redemption after that dismal 2022 outing with Washington, 25 of 43 for 211 yards. No scores, in a 24-8 loss that stung like a frozen U.S. Bank Stadium wind. Philly drafted him number 2 overall in 2016, handed him the keys to the kingdom, and what did he do? Led them to an 11-2 heater in year 2 before that heartbreaking ACL tear sidelined him. Nick Foles swooped in, hoisted the Lombardi, but Wentz? He came back different, grinding through 17-21-1 in his last Eagles starts before the trade to Indy. It's like unfinished symphony, Skull Nation. Will he conduct the masterpiece this time? Zoom in on that 2017 magic, because it's the stuff of legends that still haunts Eagles fans and pumps us up. Wentz was surgical, high completion percentages, smart decisions, turning Carson Wentz into a household name while Philly dreamed of glory. Then, poof, torn ACL in Week 14 against the Rams, and the Birds still marched to Super Bowl 52 victory over the Pats, with Foles as the hero. Oof, that had to burn for Carson, watching from the couch as his squad celebrated without him. Fast forward to now, and here he is with the Vikings, our purple warriors, staring down his former flame. The symmetry? Chef's kiss. Imagine the pregame stares across the field, electric, right? Who's got the edge in this QB mind game? Hit the comments. I need your predictions. That post-injury shadow? It loomed large, turning Wentz from 18 to 11 wizard in his first 29 Eagles starts to a guy fighting demons in the pocket. Trades, one-and-done stints in Indy and DC, backup gigs where he learned to simmer instead of boil over. It's been a masterclass in resilience. But rewind to those early days. Explosive arm, moxie that had Philly believing they stole the draft. Now, at 32, he's not just starting. He's winning for Minnesota, bringing that veteran poise to a young squad hungry for banners. And with our D stepping up, Harrison Smith picks, Danielle Hunter sacks. Wentz doesn't need heroics. He just needs to manage the chaos. Feels like kismet, doesn't it? Like the football gods scripted this for maximum drama. What chapter do you see next for Carson? All right, Skull Nation, let's pump the brakes and talk real talk. McCarthy's healing up from that high ankle sprain, but it's not all smooth sailing. The kid's been limited in practice, boot off but mobility still iffy, and Coach KOC's playing it cautious. No rushing the golden boy back into the fire before he's 100%. Remember week 2. That Falcons fiasco exposed some raw edges, and now with 20 games missed in his young career due to bumps, the staff's all about building him right. Wentz's shoulder tweak from the London thriller against Cleveland? It's his non-throwing side, so he's full go in reps. But that soreness adds a wrinkle. Max Brosmer as backup? Solid insurance, but undrafted rookies thrown like 4 passes. Yikes if it comes to that. This QB carousel's got me pacing like it's 4th and goal. McCarthy's our future, the 2024 first rounder we pinned hopes on after Darnold bolted and Rodgers stayed put. But Wentz? He's the bridge, the vet who's turned potential losses into gritty dubs, like that 48-10 smackdown on Cincy. O'Connell's preaching that completion mindset, teaching JJ the art of the safe throw turning into rhythm. The smart chess, folks. Protect the asset while squeezing every drop from Carson. Imagine McCarthy shadowing from the sideline, notebook in hand, absorbing it all. Genius or gamble? I'm torn. You? Spill it in the replies. Should we yank Wentz if JJ's ready by week 9 Lions? And here's the hook that keeps me up at night. With 13 days of bye-week healing magic behind us, this Eagles tilt could redefine our season. Vikings at 3-2, offense clicking at 25 points per game under Wentz, but Philly's the reigning kings, that secondary's a nightmare, and Hurts is slinging dimes. Yet, our run game's heating up with Aaron Jones pounding, and Justin Jefferson's WR1 terror unmatched. Wentz knows their schemes inside out from those 5 Philly years. It's like bringing a spy to the heist. The underdog bark? 2.5 points? That's Viking catnip, we thrive on it. Teaser time. What if Carson carves them up for 303 scores? Playoffs. Anyone? Your call, optimist or realist in the comments. Flashback to Philly Prime, because understanding Wentz's roots is key to why this revenge game's got my Vikings blood boiling. Drafted number 2 in 16 out of North Dakota State. Undefeated national champs, mind you. He hit the NFL like a freight train that cannon arm dissecting defenses from day one. First season, solid 62% completions, 7 picks in 16 games, but it was 17 that etched his name. 11-2 start MVP buzz before the ACL robbed the show. Philly fans adored him, hoisting Big Dick Nick only after the heartbreak. But Carson? He was the architect, the gunslinger who made it all click. Now, facing them in green, it's poetic payback, Skull style. Those glory days weren't just stats, they were stories of swagger, like torching the NFC champs build-up only to watch from IR. Wentz returned in 18, but the spark flickered. Mechanics tweaked, confidence chipped, leading to that 17-21-1 skid. Still, he won believers, trading to Indy for fresh starts. But the league's a meat grinder. Here in Minnesota, though, revival arc. With our purple faithful chanting his name, he's 2-1, efficient, and poised. The Eagles' D remembers him as the eager kid. Now he's the grizzled fox. Chills, right? If you could whisper one tip to Carson pre-snap, what would it be? Drop it below. Let's crowdsource this revenge. But let's not gloss over the bounce-back battles. Wentz's post-Philly path reads like a redemption novel, full of plot twists that make his Vikings stint even sweeter. One and done in Indy, 7-5 and 21, playoffs tease. Then Washington, where that 22 Eagles loss was a low light, dink and dunk city, no pop. Backup life followed. Rams mentoring Stafford, Chiefs learning from Mahomes, absorbing rings from afar. At 32, with 94 starts under his belt, he's not chasing headlines. He's chasing wins for us. That shoulder ding? Minor league compared to ACL wars, he's toughed out worse. This is peak Wentz. Wiser, steadier, ready to exploit old ties. Eagles who? Skull Nation's got his back. Who's your unsung hero in this QB saga? Diving into the now, because Vikings news wouldn't be complete without the pulse on McCarthy's road back. That ankle's a sneaky foe, high sprain keeping him sidelined through international romps in Dublin and London. No boot anymore, but limited reps mean O'Connell's timeline is king. Full mobility first, then unleash the kid. He's missed 20 of 22 career games to injury. Ouch. But this bye week's a godsend, 13 days to marinate. Wentz holding court? Perfect classroom, with KOC eyeing that power of completions philosophy to mold JJ. It's not demotion. It's development, turning raw talent into refined gold. Heartbreaking for fans itching for McCarthy magic, but smart for the long haul. You feeling patient or pushing for the switch? Comment wars incoming. Picture the huddle vibes. Wentz barking protections, McCarthy absorbing like a sponge, Brosmer waiting in wings. Our offense? Transformed 759 yards from Carson's arm fueling 25 ppg. A far cry from week 2 woes. Jefferson's feasting, 150-plus yards potential versus Philly's secondary. And with D-line pressure from Hunter, it's recipe for upset. But the shoulder? Non-throwing, so arms golden, just soreness to shake. O'Connell's coy on starter calls, but full practice for Wentz screams, game on. This uncertainty? It's the spice keeping us glued. What if JJ surprises and suits up emergency style? Chaos or clutch? Your gut reaction. Hit me. Teasing the thunder. Eagles at home? Link electric? But we've got ghosts of NFC champs past. Remember Super Bowl 52 at US Bank? Philly stole our shine. Now Wentz aims to return the favor. As 2.5 underdogs, odds love the story, but stats say fight. Our 3-2 grit versus their dynasty vibes. Wentz's Philly intel? Priceless, blitz packages, coverage tells he dreamed about exploiting. Add our run-heavy sets with Jones, and it's chess match deluxe. Skull Nation, this ain't just week 7. It's statement time. Predict the score below. Who you got? Purple 27-24? Revenge roots run deep, tracing to that 16 draft night. Philly trading up for Wentz, betting farm on the Bison phenom. Rookie year learning curve, but flashes of arm talent that screamed franchise. Then 17 explosion, 3,296 yards, 16 TDs in 11 games, efficiency off charts. Eagles at 11-2, NFC's best, until fate's cruel hook. ACL tears don't just sideline. They scar, but Wentz's fire? Unquenched. Foles' fairy tale stung, but it fueled the return. 18 Pro Bowl nod, yet the magic waned. Still, those early wins 18-11 built lore. Now Vikings edition. Channeling that ghost for purple glory. Epic. No? Favorite Wentz Philly memory. Share it. Post-ACL evolution? Fascinating watch. Wentz adapted, but the league adapted back, pressuring. The pocket? Exposing decisions. By trade time, 17-21-1 reflected frustration. But Indy reboot showed spark. 2021 comeback king. 3 game-tying drives. Washington? Misfire, but lessons piled. Backup years? Humility gold. Rams Super Bowl run. Chiefs precision clinic. Age 32 feels prime now, with Minnesota's scheme unlocking poise. No more gunslinging gambles. Smart slings to win. Against Eagles? Old scars meet new armor. Who's scripting Carson's monologue? You tell me in comments. McCarthy monitor. Progress reports from Vikings HQ paint hope. Practicing Monday post-London. No boot, but ankles whisper not roar. KOC's mantra, rhythm first, start second. Missed those overseas wins? Teachable moments galore, with Wentz's no-turnover mastery, 0 picks in Cincy route, as blueprint. Rookie walls hit hard, week 2 QBR dud, 20.3, near bottom. But at 22, times ally. Emergency QB role, safety net, keeping him engaged without risk. Brosmer, dark horse ready, for passes notwithstanding. QB room harmony, chef's kiss for depth. Bulls or Bears on JJ's timeline. Weigh in. Injury intrigue amps the ante. Wentz's shoulder bark from Brown's comeback, that gritty 20-17 W in Tottenham, was pretty sore, per KOC, but left side means throwing unaffected. Full participant Wednesday, day-to-day but optimistic. McCarthy limited, so prep tilts Carson's way. Bye-week wizardry, 13 days. Could flip scripts, but O'Connell's chess. Vet stability over youth rush. Offense humming, 69% comps. 5 TDs, defends the call. Imagine the walkthroughs. Wentz dissecting Philly tapes, JJ shadowing. Masterclass or monarchy? Your vote counts below. Eagles edge? Nah, Wentz's vendetta vibe trumps. That 22 clunker, 211 yards. Zilch scores, was Washington mess. Now, Vikings weapons elevate. Phillies D stout, top, 5 points allowed. But our pass rush, Hunter's 4 sacks, counters. 2.5 spread? Bargain for purple pride. Historical hex, no Vikings W in Philly since 18, but revenge rewrites. Tease. Carson's first Philly bomb? Touchdown to JJ, silence the link. Box score prophecy. Purple prevails 24-20? Agree or nah? Comments ablaze. Philly prologue. Wentz's 5-year Eagle Odyssey was passion play. 16 baptism, 379 yards debut versus Browns. 17 crescendo, MVP trajectory. Then tragedy. 11-2 blaze included Vikings beatdown in NFC title tease. Super Bowl ghosts at our stadium. ACL aftermath? Gritty 18, 3,627 yards, 21 TDs. But interceptions crept, 10. Confidence cracked. Pro Bowl shine faded to trade whispers. Legacy? Architect of belief even if Foles finished. Now Vikings Avenger. Heartstrings tugged? Mine too. What's your Eagles Wentz what if? Wanderlust wins. Indy's 21 revival, 3,765 yards, 27 TDs, echoed prime. But 22 Washington woes, 1,969 yards, 10 INTs, tested soul. Backup bliss, Rams 23 ring chase, Chiefs 24 efficiency lab rebuilt mentally. 94 starts, 6 teams. NFL nomad turned Viking victor. 2-1 here, stability supreme. Shoulder shrug off, warrior code. Philly rematch, closure quest. Unsung stat, 62.5% career comps, now peaking. Hero's journey peaks Sunday. Plot your ending triumph tweet. QB quandary crescendo. McCarthy's ankle arc, high sprain, for to 6-week norm, but by boosts to week 9 potential versus Lions. Limited drills build base. KOC eyes footwork fluency. Wentz's shoulder? Evaled but good place for prep. Decision dawn. Full go Carson edges limited JJ. Room dynamics? Collaborative fire. Vets mentor. Rooks absorb. Offense evolution. From McCarthy stumbles to Wentz wins. Fan forum. Rush the rook or ride the vet. Your ballot. Philly preview pulse. Link lore versus purple roar. Eagles unbeaten at home 25. But Wentz's blueprint cracks codes. Hurts mobile menace but our secondary 2 INTs / game schemes traps. Run balance. Jones 4.2 YPC. Sets play action pops. Underdog lore. Vikings 4-2 ATS as pups. Wentz whisper. They know me. I know them better. Tease thunder. 300-yard revenge. Purple confetti. Score call. Vikings steal 23-20. Rally cry in comments. Revenge rehearsal. Wentz's 22 Eagles echo. 43 attempts. Frustration fest. But 25 tools transform. Philly D gaps. Slot fades to Addison, posts to JJ. 5-year scars. Schematics seared. Weaknesses weaponized. Draft debt paid. Number 2 pick promise reborn in purple. Stat spotlight. Eagles yield 220 pass yards / game. Wentz's wheelhouse. Emotional Eddie. Philly cheers to jeers, now neutral roar. Script flip. Yours to forecast, hero or heel. Veteran voyage validated. Post-Philly pivots polished Carson. Indy audibles sharp. Washington resilience forged. Backups broaden vision. 32 and resurgent. 69% clips. Low INTs win multiplier. Shoulder sideshow? Motivator. Vikings fit. KOC's RPO romance suits sling. Legacy layer. 6-team starter club entry. Philly pinnacle or purple peak. Fan fuel. Ultimate underdog arc comment canvas. Paint his portrait. McCarthy momentum. Practice pulse positive Monday strides, but limited load lingers. Ankle alert. Mobility milestone midweek. KOC calculus. Protection paramount. Emergency elevation. Adrenaline ace. Wentz workload. Full throttle. Shoulder settled. Depth dividend. Brosmer bench bolster. Season swivel. 3-2. Perch precarious sand stability. Pole position. JJ jolt or Carson continuity. Voice it. Eagles epicenter. Week 7 whirlwind. Defending champs versus dogs. Wentz wild card. Intel influx. Philly pitfalls. Overcommit run. Expose air. Vikings vector. Balance blitz. Pass pro peaks. 85% grade. 2.5 Ts. Value violet. Narrative nectar. Revenge riposte. Bold bet. Wentz 280-2. Purple punch 27-24. Consensus? Converse below. Philly phantoms. 16-20 Wentz weave. Eagles essence etched. 17 supernova. 11-2 blaze. Vikings vanquished en route. SCL abyss. Foles flourish bittersweet. 18 rebound. Yards galore, but picks proliferated. Trade tide turned page. Echoes endure. Architects angst. Purple proxy. Vengeance vicarious. Memory mine. Which Wentz wonder? Wentz wander. Indy ignition. Washington winter. LA/KC labs. Nomad narrative. 94 notches. Wisdom 1. 25 bloom. 759 yards. 5 scores. Purple pulse. Shoulder saga. Soreness slain. Philly pivot. Prodigal payback. Stat saga. Efficiency era. Arc apex. Audience. Affirm. Injury inflection. McCarthy mend measured. Limited but lifting. Wentz wellness. Full fire. KOC crossroads. Caution crowns. QB quorum. Collaborative conquest. 3-2 stakes. Stability salvation. Debate den. Draft darling or derby dark horse. Matchup maelstrom. Eagles empire versus Vikings valor. Wentz weapon. Whisper weaknesses. Hurts hurdle. Hunter hunt. Spread spark. Underdog uprising. Tease torrent. Touchdown torrent. Score scribe. Skull 24-21. Signify. Vikings victory vision. Wentz wired for win. Purple pride prevails. But first, you, Skull Nation, smash that like if you're all in on this revenge run. Drop your boldest prediction in the comments. Subscribe for every Vikings news beat. And share this with your fellow purple diehards. Let's pack US Bank next home game, Skull.